Welcome to Skillora, where motivation meets mastery. If you're ready to unlock your potential and sharpen your focus in a world full of noise, you're in the right place. In a world where every spare moment is filled with scrolling, swiping, and streaming, the idea of doing nothing feels almost rebellious. But what if that stillness, that silence, held the key to sharper focus, deeper creativity, and a clearer mind? Today on Skillora, we're exploring a powerful truth. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is absolutely nothing. A few years back, I found myself trapped in a strange loop. It wasn't something dramatic or extreme, just the quiet realization that from the moment I opened my eyes each day to the moment I went to sleep, I was never really alone with my thoughts. I was always plugged in. It started the moment my alarm went off on my phone. I'd scroll through recipe videos while still under the covers, flip between apps without thinking. Then, while cooking breakfast, I'd prop up my iPad and let YouTube or the news play in the background. My work setup was even worse. Multiple monitors, endless tabs, Slack pings, and a smartwatch buzzing every few minutes. But one device stood out as the worst culprit: my phone. It wasn't just a distraction, it was an obsession. I realized I was easily spending several hours a day glued to it. So I ran a little experiment. I challenged myself. What if I limited my phone use to just 30 minutes per day? That had to cover everything. Calls, directions, music, everything. The first few days were brutal. My mind kept reaching for stimulation like it had forgotten how to be still. But something shifted around the end of the first week. I found myself paying deeper attention. My mind felt clearer, and most curiously, I began having more original ideas. Not only that, I started thinking ahead more, forming plans and visualizing the future in a way I hadn't done in years. Why was that happening? I dove into the research. Dozens of studies, interviews with attention scientists, thousands of pages of notes. What I found was simple but shocking. We're not just distracted, we're overstimulated. Our brains are wired to chase novelty. Every notification, every scroll, gives us a tiny hit of dopamine, the same chemical that lights up when we eat pizza or fall in love. That's why we keep checking. That's why focus feels so hard. The problem isn't distraction, it's that we've forgotten how to be bored. So I thought, what if I leaned into boredom? I asked my online community for ideas. What's the most boring thing you can think of? For a full month, I did one boring thing for an hour a day: eating legal documents, listening to hold music, counting characters in digits of pi, watching a clock. It sounds absurd, and it was. But after about 8 days, my brain slowed down again. And just like with the phone experiment, my focus sharpened. Ideas flowed. Planning became natural again. There's a reason behind this. When our mind has space, it wanders. And when it wanders, it doesn't drift aimlessly. Research shows our thoughts drift mostly toward the future. About 48% of our mind wandering is us projecting ahead, solving problems, imagining outcomes, forming intentions. That's why your best ideas often come in the shower, or on a walk, or while doing something dull. I call this scatter focus. It's when your mind is loosely engaged, free to roam, connect dots, and invent. But this only happens when we stop flooding our senses every second. Now here's the part that changed my life. We think we're losing our ability to focus because of distractions. But distraction is not the root problem. It's a symptom. The real issue is that we never give our minds a moment of rest. So what can we do? Start small. Create pockets of stillness in your day. Turn off notifications. Use app timers. Take walks without your phone. Let your mind be bored for a few minutes a day. My fiance and I now do a weekly tech Sabbath. No screens, no internet. We reconnect with each other and with ourselves. You don't need to hustle more. You don't need more productivity hacks. You need more space. Just like traffic moves more smoothly when there's space between cars, your life flows better when there's space between thoughts. Your best ideas, your most powerful plans, don't come when you're scrolling. They come in stillness, because in the end, the quality of your attention shapes the quality of your life. So give your mind room to breathe. Let it wander. Let it be still. you'll be surprised what it finds. The moral of this lesson is in a world addicted to noise and constant stimulation, true clarity, creativity, and focus emerge not from doing more, but from allowing space to do nothing. When we reclaim our attention by embracing stillness and boredom, we reconnect with our deeper thoughts, unlock original ideas, and begin shaping a more intentional, meaningful life.